Hello, you're watching Encore. I'm Rochelle Harrison-Pless. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's music show.
I'm just being me. I'm just being me.
His voice is reminiscent of Bill Withers, Aloe Blacc, or perhaps the Motown greats. Myles Sanko is a soul jazz singer-songwriter on the rise. Today, he's taken time out of his European tour to talk to us about his latest album, Just Being Me, a stirring fusion of old-school vibes and contemporary sounds. Myles Sanko, thanks so much for being here today.
An absolute pleasure.
Just Being Me is your third album, and it sounds more mature than your earlier work. Was it a case of finding your groove, finding your style? The album is, after all, just called Just Being Me, so is this the real you?
Well, it's the beginning of the real me, maybe. Well, I'm far more mature than I was, 3 years ago. So maybe that's probably just a reflection of me just kind of growing up and understanding my sound and what I want to produce, I guess. But yeah, it's probably the beginning of a new departure, maybe.
Okay, well, let's take a quick look at one of the singles from the album. Let's roll This Ain't Living.
Close your eyes, then you see what it means to be free. This ain't living. This ain't living. No, 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 no.
Right, so Myles, a very powerful video for This Ain't Living. It invokes a very current issue, police brutality against unarmed black people. Is this you taking a political direction with your music?
Well, I've always liked music with sort of a deeper meaning and a deeper message, and even way back when I was just not a musician, just listening to music, I always sort of tend to lean towards music that had sort of a social message. With this video, I just wanted something that will make people think. You know, the song itself, This Ain't Living, is about this, whatever situation that you're in right now. You know, politically, socially, this is not living, and we need a revolution of the mind. We need to change our perspective on how we see the world around us. And I wanted this video to just kind of reflect that and have people ask some questions to themselves and actually what's going on. And in the time when I directed this video, there was a lot of things happening in the States with and it still goes on.
It's still going on, yeah, of course.
And this is actually a true story, but told in a different way of a blind guy being shot by the police. You know, over use of force, not really understanding the situation before they step in. They just step in and do. So this is why I wanted to do the video, just to get people thinking.
Well, it certainly is very thought-provoking and a reflection of things that are happening today. Now, Myles, you're British, but you were born in Ghana to a Ghanaian mother and a French father, I believe. How did this mix of different cultures influence your sound?
Well, I mean, the African side of things, I was born in Ghana. I was born in Accra. And in Ghana, rhythms, music is every single part of life.
Right.
You know, there's music everywhere. I remember growing up and, I won't say there's no restrictions on how loud you can play your music, but everyone, kind of just played music really loud here and there. So there's a lot of music everywhere, all around. And my mother's side of the family were quite musical as well. Not professionally, just something that they sort of enjoyed. And I think that probably kind of rubbed up off me or something and helped me sort of on my journey that I am on today, I guess.
Now, one of the biggest names in jazz today, Gregory Porter, asked you to open for him on his European tour a few years back. So how was that? And did you learn anything from Mr. Porter? Well,
absolutely. I'm a fan of Gregory Porter, even before I started, working with him. And it just came out of the blue. I was on a tour, and I got this call from my management saying, Gregory, heard the new album. He liked to do. It's actually not his whole European tour. It's the German leg of his tour.
Excuse me.
This was late 2014. I think it was December 2014. And yeah, it was great, and it was nice to share the stage with Gregory. Because it helped me just sort of solidify what I was doing, because he's current now and he's making waves, and it just gave me a better fight to say, wow, you know, if he's doing it, I can also do it. And the reception that I got from his fans on the tour was just like, Miles, how come you're just doing a 30-minute piano, you know, show? You should stay on stage. And that just kind of gave me an even better fight to continue doing what I'm doing.
Wow. Now, speaking of collaborations, I read that you teamed up with German house DJ and producer Moose T. Now, he's best known for his work with Tom Jones, the track Sex Bomb, but also the 1998 hit club banger I'm Horny. Now, how did that come about? Because this is a very unconventional pairing.
Yeah, I mean, that's, Moose T is also, he loves soul music and everything else, but we met at a festival. Okay. In Germany, and my job at that time at that festival wasn't necessarily to perform with my band or anything. It was just to come there and go to the different DJs, get the microphone, and just freestyle, and almost like a hype guy that no one kind of knew about at that time. This was 2013, and I ended up on his stage, on his show. I was, freestyling over him playing some instrumentals, and from there we bonded, and he invited me over to his studio. A few months later, we did some shows together and everything else, and then we recorded some music for his new album that's yet to be released.
Okay, well, we'll be keeping an eye and an ear out for that one. Now, Miles, you're going to sing for us at the end of the show, but before you do that, let's take a quick look at some of the week's music news. Pop rock superstars Coldplay are gearing up for a massive 3-date run at the Stade de France this weekend. The Paris leg of the band's Head Full of Dreams tour comes as they drop the digital release of their long-awaited EP Kaleidoscope. It features 5 tracks, including the brand new song Aliens, which highlights the refugee crisis in Europe. All proceeds from the song will go to the Migrant Offshore Aid Station, an international NGO that rescues migrants and asylum seekers in the Mediterranean. Take a look. This is Aliens. Next, Jay-Z had everyone talking with the recent release of his latest album, 444, in part a response to his wife Beyoncé's revolutionary Lemonade album. Marital troubles and infidelity scandals aside, the hip-hop mogul has shared the video for the song The Story of OJ. The clip can now be seen on YouTube and is the first project from the album that's not been an exclusive Tidal release. Tackling historical black stereotypes head-on, the video is a powerful commentary on the history of race relations in the US, but also addresses class separation within the African American community. Let's check it out. This is The Story of OJ.
I'ma play the corners where the hustlers be. I told them, please don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. Take your drug money and buy the neighborhood. That's how you rinse it. I bought every V12 engine. Wish I could take it back to the beginning. I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo for like $2 million. That same building today is worth $25 million. Guess how I'm feeling? Dumbo.
Now, Miles, we spoke earlier about political statements in music, but how important is it for prominent black artists to use their platform to speak out on today's big issues? Is it important to be activists as well as artists, do you think?
Well, yeah, I think it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or whatever, whatever. I feel personally myself, if I have a voice and people are going to listen to it, I should at least say something that means something. And for me, it's a sort of a no-brainer. It makes me, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better about what I'm doing because I at least want people listening. And at the same time, it doesn't have to be too political. It doesn't have to be down a certain, it just has to mean something to somebody that can help them think about their situation or somebody else's situation. So I think that it is important, but at the same time, trying to answer the question whether being black and having to speak up for, for me, it doesn't matter. Speak up for everybody.
Myles Sanko, thank you so much for being here. A reminder that the album Just Being Me is out now, and you can also catch Myles on tour across Europe, so make sure you check the dates on his website. Now, Myles, you're going to close the show for us with an a cappella rendition of Just Being Me. For more arts and culture news, head to our website, france24.com, and connect with us on social media. Stay tuned. Lots more coming up after this. Take it away.
Listen to your heart and the song it sings, telling me to be strong for a minute now. Yeah, master of my faith, captain of my soul, I know where I belong for a minute now. Yeah, let yourself grow, but don't ever change, nor apologize for a minute now. I'm just being me. Me, I'm just being me. Me, I'm just being me. I'm not perfect, and I'll never be. But I fight for all to see that this time I'm just being me. I'm not perfect, and I'll never be. But I fight for all to see that this time I'm just being me. Celebrate yourself and what you've become. Follow your inner light for a minute now. Yeah, cultivate your mind. Speak words of wisdom. Then you will shine for a minute, yeah. All right, let yourself grow, but don't ever change, nor apologize for a minute now. I'm just being me, me. I'm just being me, me. I'm just being me.